So good afternoon, stroke evening, it's about 5:30 and welcome to a video with a walk with Coffee Neil. And I'm currently at Curbar Edge in the Peak District, so I'm going to walk around here and show you some of the sights. Please forgive me though, because it is very windy today, so you'll not hear me clearly on some of the clips. So as you can see, the clouds are very black behind me, so there could be a big downpour of rain. Look, I've got my hood, so if it's not raining too bad, I'll continue to walk round. But if it gets to the point where it becomes too difficult to get round, because it will get quite slippy up here, then obviously I'll have to abandon this video. So walk a bit further along, and I'll show you a little bit more from a bit higher up. Look at that! Wow, beautiful. So normally I talk about not when I get lost, or when I am actually lost, which happens quite a lot. However, tonight I might either blow away or get absolutely soaked, or probably both, but at least I know where I am. I mean, listen to that wind is so strong, I can feel it, I can barely breathe sometimes when I'm trying to get my words out, that's how strong it is. When you come up here, it doesn't matter how many times you've been up here, you're just completely blown away by what you can see. The view is spectacular, and it's something what never ever gets boring. So you can see a little bridge and a little river down there. It's probably not a little river, it's probably a main river what runs through Manchester and Sheffield, but I don't know what river it is. It's nice to take that view from up here. I mean, you can get quite close to the edge here. I'm not going to go any further because it's so windy and I don't really fancy falling about 500 feet. Do you know what though, being up here, like my ears have popped like being on an aeroplane. The wind has just proper battered my eardrums. Even though it's windy, even though it looks like a lot of rain's going to come down, just look at the side. Gorgeous. So when I got up here, there were quite a lot of cars up here, but there's no people knocking about, which is really strange. There has been people around, but not that many. I've seen about 6 people up here, yet the car park is absolutely full. It's worth coming here all the time for these views. I can't say enough. Do you know when you're on an aeroplane and you look over and you see all the green land and all the villages and all that sort of stuff? It's just like that, but I'm not on an aeroplane, I'm just stood still. So I say I'm stood still. I'm sort of stood still and then blowing from side to side. Again though, spectacular. Look at that up there. It's starting to rain now, but just to get that view. I am not kidding, that wind has picked up. It's not just picked up though, it's picked up and the rain started to come down as well. And I'm still walking in the opposite direction of the car because I've got some faith that the rain's not going to last too long. This is beautiful, this. Even though it's windy, even though it's raining, I'm so glad I still made the trip up here tonight and, well, this evening, and took all this in. I've literally just nearly blown away. Literally, I'm not even kidding. So I know this is called Curbar Edge, but it's raining, it's very windy, and I've stepped away from the edge because I feel like I'm going to blow off it anytime soon, and it's a big drop. If the wind does calm down a little bit, I'll try and show you that drop. I must must admit though, I don't think the wind's got any plans of slowing down, it just seems to be getting quicker. It's a bit strange being up here when it's so quiet. It's nice like, but it's just a little bit strange. Obviously the wind has put people off and sent them back to the cars and that, but it is what it is. Normally when I've been up here before, you walk down to this part and you'll just see people sat chilling, having picnics or having a coffee, having a tea or whatever, a beer, and just relaxing and enjoying the views. But tonight, because it's so windy and it keeps raining on and off, there's just nobody here. I can't film over the proper drop, but you can see how big it is just from this part. Still love this, still love ice looking like this. Again, the scenes are fantastic. So rain stopped. I said I know where I am, however, when I show you this view, I don't actually know where that leads to, and I don't know where that bit leads to. That bit probably would lead me back to where the car is, so me being me, I'm going to walk down this bit because it's definitely further away from the car. Hopefully I don't get lost before the sun does set and it goes dark, otherwise I am in a lot of trouble. Not the easiest steps to walk down. Found a bit of an easier route here. Still not great, but it's better than where that drop, and I've just dropped. Yeah, it's not the easiest route to walk on, especially when you've got trainers on and not walking boots like myself. I'm still going to give it a go, but I just literally felt myself drop quite some distance there. But it's all good fun. Well, I will say, there must be an easier route down this path than the one I'm taking, because this is like being on gladiators. So, 2 people walking towards me, first 2 people I've seen in about half an hour. So I've walked a bit further down and come here, and obviously it's very green, and that's something you've got to love about this country. There's so much greenland and it's underappreciated, but living quite close to the peaks, it's nice to get out and appreciate it. So the rain stopped and the wind has also calmed down a little bit, so that's good. One day I'm going to come back and do a proper video and do from maybe dawn till dusk in Curbar, because there's a lot of places I haven't actually tried to look at around here. I've just sort of gone over the right place because I just love the views, and I always come sort of sunset time, so obviously I don't give myself enough time. Maybe coming from sunrise would be more convenient. I will say though, maybe September, October, because I don't really feel like getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get a sunrise. If the sun's coming up about 7 or 8 o'clock, then that's much better. Very randomly, there seems to be more people about around here, which the main part is up there, and I'm seeing more people down here. Yet there's nobody on the main part, but quite a few people knocking about down here. Again, I know I'm showing you the same thing quite a few times. I've got to appreciate these things, they're stunning. Whilst I'm stood up here, I see this building here, and I don't know if that's Chatsworth House, although looking at it, the land looks a bit small for Chatsworth House, although it does look quite familiar. You've also got to be careful of is little things like this, which make it very easy to trip over. And as soon as I fall, something saying make it very easy to trip over, guess what I did? Fell straight down an hole. I remember when bank holiday Sundays, if that's what you call, because obviously it's bank holiday Monday tomorrow, and those Sundays used to be days of going out, getting a little bit worse for wear, and now I'm solo walking in the middle of the peaks. I tell you what, I prefer this because my head's going to feel better in the morning, I'm sure of that. To be fair, as long as it stays light, it's not a bad place to get lost, is it? I don't know why, but when I'm walking down here and I see all this like that, I feel like I'm going to find loads of rhubarb. Now there's a safety hazard. Look at that sun beginning to come down. That's stunning. I just love that so much. So what it is, when you come out into peaks, it's a lot harder to get your steps in than, say, like walking in London around Thames. Because when you walk around Thames, it's all flat, and I will be there next week, and you know, I'll be having a walk around there, and I love that, and I love this too. But it's so difficult to get loads of steps in. You just have to walk and walk and walk. The land's quite difficult as well, but the views are so spectacular. Personally, I'm somebody who actually loves this country. I'm actually in love with the country. I feel like a lot of people complain about it, but I feel like there's so much about it, so many places to go, so much to do, and people just discard it, and I think they're just not looking in the right places. So the direction of travel's changed because the footpath's gone from rocks with big massive gaps and holes in them to a footpath what looks like you could actually drive a car down. So as I'm walking down here, I hear this heavy breathing coming up behind me. Turn around and next minute there's two dogs inside of me. Can't see anybody else. And then a jogger just comes out of nowhere. It's just so random how these dogs just ended up inside of me, and they just look like they got here on their own. So beautiful up here. Like I said, I couldn't recommend coming up enough. There's a lot of things what do look the same, but it just don't get boring, and the views, as I've already said, are spectacular. Now look at this from the other side. That looks amazing. You turn around and get that. We are back to the dangerous path again though. There, you can see all the sheep. So that looks like a castle up there. I think, if I'm right, you can see that from surprise views. So I'll do another video there at some point because that's beautiful as well. So shortly I am going to turn around and head back towards the car. Probably going to take me about half an hour, 40 minutes to get back up there. But I want to do it while it's light because I don't really fancy walking through here in dark, because like, knowing my luck, I'll probably just fall over and break my leg, which I could do that in light, to be fair, so there's no point risking it in dark, because I always end up putting my foot in potholes and stuff, so it's just like doing it in dark, it's just asking for a disaster. No idea where that little village is, but I reckon it'd be pretty cool to live down there. Might be difficult when it's snowing and stuff to get your cars out, but is where I live, so I won't worry about it. So I think now it's time to come back because I've got to this gate and there's no directions to where it's going, and like I said, it's about 7 o'clock now, so it's probably a good time to turn back before I get lost and get lost in dark, which is even worse. Just up from there, see wind's still blowing. Oh, it's starting to rain again, and I've got about a 45-minute walk back to the car. So I'm sure I've just heard thunder as well, and like I said, I'm quite far away from the car now. I can't run either, so I am going to get soaked, I reckon. Yeah, so I'm walking back to the car. That heavy rainfall I were expecting hasn't quite come. I think it's close to coming down, but hopefully I'll be back in car by that time. You can feel a little bit of rain, a bit of drizzle and that, and the wind's still really bad, but it's not too bad, so hopefully about another 20 minutes and I'll be back in car, so it's just going to hold out for that. As I'm walking back from the other way, it does look really good, doesn't it, when you look at it like that. That looks really good, I really like that. Like, imagine trying to walk here in dark. Definitely a broken leg pending in there, especially for me, honestly. I'm lucky if I don't do it in broad daylight, never mind dark. Just love the landscape of that. That's so good. Love the landscape of that. You know what, actually I said I'm about 20 minutes away, but when I look at this pot, I'm literally nowhere near where I walked down from, so I'm probably a lot longer than 20 minutes away, but still, you know, I'm just going to enjoy the walk back. Despite being windy, it is very peaceful, very calming tonight, and I'm still glad I've come out and, you know, I took this walk again. It is August though, and it's so windy, and we haven't had that much sun, have we, in August? And the wind, you'd think it was like November, December, honestly. So while I'm walking back to the car, it makes me think when I watch other people on YouTube and see go back to the places they've already been before. And sometimes I didn't quite get it, but now I do. I get it because I've been here 3 or 4 times this year, and the more and more I come here, the more and more I come across something I didn't see before, and I honestly need some preparation and to come in the morning and stay till night and, you know, enjoy a full day here. It's only trees, but it just looks so good. You know, I'll give you a bit of an insight to why I started doing this video. I started off the walks back in about March. My weight was getting quite big, you know, I was feeling really depressed, I was very unmotivated, and ultimately I was worried about myself. I then set myself a challenge in February to say in March I'd do 10,000 steps a day. I did achieve that, by the way. In April I did carry it on but felt a bit unwell, so I lost a couple of weeks, and then from May until now, which is, you know, bank holiday weekend of August, I think I've not achieved 10,000 steps 4 days in that, so I'm proud of myself for doing that. Obviously I know by doing this and doing clips, you know, some people will criticise what I'm doing, some people won't like what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it for me, really. And if people can relate to it and enjoy it and enjoy, you know, seeing all these sights, because I felt a lot of time, you know, I feel incredibly anxious and I felt lonely a lot on that time, but when I started doing these walks, it really helped with that, and that gave me, you know, the opportunity to, you know, take a breath and move forward and start to be a lot more happier with who I am. Whilst I'm walking back to the car, I can hear some sort of like music festival or something going on, which hopefully the rain will, you know, keep off and the wind will keep off for them, because it's nice to have live music out there. It's nice to see people enjoy themselves, so I hope the weather does stay okay for them. As I'm walking back to the car, you know, the wind's picked up again. It did drop off a bit, but it picked up again now. So this is roads you drive down on here, country roads, which is pretty cool. So I'm just walking back to the car now. Gonna wrap that up. To be fair, there's quite a bit of parking. It's $3.50 for 4 hours or £5 for all day, so it's a reasonable price. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it.